A grim day for gridiron action. A fierce gale tests the endurance of the University of Connecticut teammates and fans who watch and wonder as a team that is learning to win and learning to like winning is called upon to do it again. The past two games had seen phenomenal comebacks pieced together and victories recorded against Colgate and Holy Cross. Now, with just 1 minute and 59 seconds remaining, Ken Schweitzer, Uconn's junior quarterback, calls on the big play man, senior split end Reggie Eccleston, and the dynamic duo clicks on its second 30-yard completion in this must drive. With less than 50 seconds on the clock, Eccleston acts as a decoy as Schweitzer fires to sophomore Joe Marcus, who stands alone in the end zone long enough to pull in the 15-yard touchdown pass. With 36 seconds left, the score is tied at 13-all, and the win comes down to one wet foot of Bob Seeger. The senior place kicker sends his 18th consecutive extra point through the uprights to culminate a 6-play drive, splashing through 87 yards in 83 seconds. The discomfort of the bone-soaking afternoon is all but forgotten in the glow of yet another Husky victory as the best season since 1973 continue to rewrite the record book. The 1980 Uconn season paves the way for future Husky squads, beginning a decade of excellence. Part of the Huskies' success story begins here in Uconn's Nautilus-equipped weight room. Individual readiness powers the Husky team's commitment to football excellence for the 80s. Both in-season and off-season workouts help make extra effort serve as the rule, not the exception. Each team member has a weight program tailored to meet his individual goals. For specialist Bob Seeger, the Nautilus regimen leads to goals of the 1- and 3-point variety. Here, Seeger kicks for 3 in Connecticut's opener with New Hampshire, one of 2 field goals for the day. A hometown Stores product with a high school soccer background, Seeger led the 1980 Huskies in scoring with 55 Uconn career with 120 points. The New Hampshire contest also started a stunning year for Reggie Eccleston. Ken Schweitzer finds Reggie for one of their 2 touchdown combinations against the Wildcats. Seeger's kicking prowess and the Schweitzer-Eccleston connections produce a 20-10 win. The Uconn offensive momentum surges forward against Bucknell, with Eccleston's pass-catching efforts playing a major role. This one, a 45-yard completion. Schweitzer then looks to Joe Marcus to vault Uconn in front to stay. Marcus's totals for the day, 5 receptions for 69 yards. Senior linebacker Jeff Thomas turns up in the right place for a big defensive play to balk a Bison drive. Playing a waiting game, Thomas is there to pick off a Matt Donovan deflected pass for an important interception. Rusty Umberger, the ECAC punter of the year with a 40-yard average, proves he can also catch the football against Bucknell. This 20-yard completion sets up another Husky touchdown. Schweitzer gives to Joe Marcus, who flips in for his second TD of the day, one of 8 scores to his credit for the season. Late in the game, junior Tony Jordan, Connecticut's workhorse fullback, dives through to pay dirt, bringing the final tally to 38-7 over Bucknell. Fourth-year head coach Walt Nadzak congratulates his Huskies on a 530-yard performance as the most exciting offensive football team in Uconn history savors its momentum. Under Nadzak's leadership, the 1980 Huskies break or tie 33 all-time Uconn football records. The contributions of the Husky coaching staff play a vital role in producing the final 7-3 record, the best single-season mark at Connecticut since 1973. In New Haven for its annual visit to the Yale Bowl, the University of Connecticut came up with a number of big defensive plays. Senior safety Darrell Wilson, a national leader in interceptions for much of the year, leaps to pick off this Yale throw, one of his 8 interceptions for the season. His postseason honors include all New England, all ECAC, and all Yankee Conference. Defensive end Gary Brooks led the Huskies in quarterback sacks, this time steaming into the Yale backfield to force a punt. Jody Webb, the veteran cornerback, roars through to block the punt, and the ball is scooped up by sophomore defensive end Peter Rostowski, who scores 6 against the Elons. More than 11,000 students, parents, alumni, and friends came together for Parents' Day, one of many home game attractions at the University of Connecticut's Memorial Stadium, to cheer the Huskies on to victory over Colgate. Early in the first quarter, Schweitzer finds Eccleston for 29 yards on a post pattern, and it results in 6 points. Joining Reggie for his end zone jaunt is sophomore Keith Hugger, the heir apparent to Eccleston for the Huskies. The skill and determination of running back Tony Jordan demonstrates the art of extra effort that put his name into the record book. He has 515 carries as he enters the 1981 season. Quarterback Ken Schweitzer, showing his record-breaking form, charges for a 5-yard touchdown. This third quarter score brings the Huskies to within comeback range of the Red Raiders. Then, with time running down in the fourth period and needing to travel 93 yards for a possible go-ahead score, Schweitzer hooks up with Keith Hugger to chew up 30 yards. This key reception set the stage for the game's most electrifying moment. With the ball on the 13-yard line, Schweitzer takes the snap, rolls right, pump fakes, then turns the corner and barrels his way all the way into the end zone. Jubilation, 11,000 strong, rocks Memorial Stadium at the Husky 24-21 victory, the first Uconn win over a 1A opponent in 5 years. The Storrs campus of the University of Connecticut began with an enrollment of 12 on October 7, 1881. A century of growth has brought the total to 16,000 undergraduate and graduate students, making the most of the outstanding education Uconn's curriculum provides. The ever-expanding campus now boasts a new co-op bookstore, as well as the new $18 million Uconn Library. Its 1.7 million volumes provide a major resource to researchers statewide. The nationally known University of Connecticut Medical and Dental Center offers excellent educational and research programs, providing Uconn students many opportunities for practical in-service training. The University of Connecticut continued to display its ability to put points on the scoreboard at the University of Massachusetts. Schweitzer flips a short pass to big tight end Ken Miller. The result, one of 4 touchdowns of the year for the All-Yankee Conference and ECAC performer. Keith Hugger shows why Uconn followers feel he will figure prominently for the offense in the next 2 years, pulling in another Schweitzer aerial for 56 yards. Joe Addison, often unsung, gets one of his 3 touchdowns of the year with this one against UMass. The television cameras of ESPN were on hand at Memorial Stadium to broadcast the Uconn-Boston University contest nationwide. A Schweitzer scramble keeps this play alive. He rolls right, looks, then makes the connection to Joe Marcus for the first score of the football game. In addition to his fullback duties, Tony Jordan's considerable talents include returning kickoffs. This, his second superlative dash of the first half, puts the Huskies within striking distance of the goal line. Jordan's 1980 season broke the Uconn career individual mark with 506 rushing attempts. Tony's inside charges earned 6th ranking in rushing in the Yankee Conference. Schweitzer once again shows his versatility in the service of the Husky cause on this play. He takes the snap from center and slashes in for 6. Schweitzer's season total of 4 TDs on the ground, together with his 16 in the air, ties an all-time Uconn single-season record. Ken finished the season ranked number 2 in the nation in total offense with more than 240 yards per game. Uconn's offensive team approached stellar brilliance in the 1980 finale against Rhode Island. But it was Reggie Eccleston's supernova day. The Eccleston display gets underway with this downfield reception on a pass from Schweitzer. The Eccleston total would climb to 229 yards with 4 touchdowns for the day. Joe Marcus drives for Connecticut with Joe Addison's super block, making the end zone entry look easy. The Ken and Reggie show sparkles again as Eccleston pulls down the first of 4 New England record-breaking scores. Then Schweitzer, breaking a New England single-season record with 2,433 yards in total offense, finds Ken Miller for another TD. Now, getting the ball somewhere near Eccleston usually was close enough, as this play attests. The standout receiver picks this deflected ball out of the air, then gallops for a 77-yard gain. Reggie's 1980 season broke 7 University of Connecticut pass receiving records. Backup quarterback Rob Travella gets his chance to serve up a pass for Reggie, who does his flat-out best to make it count. Eccleston's year-end honors include unanimous All-Yankee Conference, UPI All-New England, ECAC 1AA All-Star, Division I AA First-Team All-American wide receiver, but perhaps the best of all, the acclaim of his Uconn teammates and the community. The indomitable spirit of the 1980 Huskies is best shown with the final minutes of the Holy Cross Heartstopper. Uconn trails 17-10 and 70 yards away from the end zone. It's 4th and 10, and Schweitzer fires to Eccleston, who picks the ball off a Crusader shoulder pad for the first down. Ken Miller then pulls off a miracle, turning an interception into a pass completion. 4 seconds left. Schweitzer drops back to pass and sidearms a touchdown pass to Miller, making 6 points register on the Richter scale. And with no time left, Uconn goes for the win. And Schweitzer spots Hugger in the right corner. This the first time Uconn has ever beaten Holy Cross on a Crusader home ground fit and field. Now a jubilant Husky fit and field. The University of Connecticut finishes 1980 ranked number 10 in the national 1AA poll. 6 Huskies earn all Yankee Conference honors. Eccleston, Miller, Wilson, offensive guard Mark Flood, and punter Rusty Umberger. ECAC 1AA All-Stars are Eccleston, Miller, Umberger, and Wilson. UPI All-New England picks, Eccleston and Wilson. All-American first-team wide receiver is Reggie Eccleston. For all the men of Uconn football, 1980 was a very good year indeed, establishing a tradition of winning, beginning a decade of excellence.